The doctor came in, told us that there could be something going on with her heart. There's nothing, or with her, they didn't know what was going on. They couldn't give us any diagnoses, but likely Zaya was going to have to take a flight for life to Children's Hospital.
Number one, she has Down syndrome. And number two, she's going to need a heart surgery within, call it, the first 4 months. So those were a big 2 weeks. A big 2 weeks.
When they said that, I just remember thinking, I don't care what happens, she's gonna be totally good.
Yeah. You want the small one?
Okay, let me show you both and then you can pick.
Which one do you want?
Chico or grande? Chico? Okay.
To mommy.
Okay, I'll hold this one. Do you want me to put some guitar music on?
Oh, that's awesome. Go girl.
So the flight for life arrived. When they got there, they gave me the news that I couldn't ride with her, and I was going to have to wait for my body to be able to be checked out of the hospital to leave.
And I had to jump in a car, again, drive through 3 hours of complete snowstorm and leave my wife in Salida to go be with my daughter. I mean, there's nothing to do but jump in the car and start driving, right? But yeah, that was a crazy long 3 hour drive to try to process that. At some time in that period, you know, they sit you down and, in our case, told us that, you know, Zaya has a massive hole in the middle of her heart. And so where the 4 chambers are supposed to connect, she just had one big hole. And for your first child, you're like, that's just not, this, in my mind, I was like, this wasn't the plan, right? This wasn't the plan.
Just thank God she was able to heal, like her heart was able to self-correct on one part of it. And so she didn't have to have emergency surgery.
It was great to have Zaya home. At that time we had her on oxygen, so we carried around a little oxygen tank with us, and it always had to be connected to her nose, and she slept with it, and we had to monitor her oxygen levels, and she had to be on probably multiple types of medication at that point in time, and so, you know, it was still a lot, but we were just happy to have her home. And then we got ready for the big day, which was when she got her heart surgery.
The night before her surgery, or the day before, we had a party / dedication ceremony for her, and we invited everybody who we decided is going to be part of Zaya's tribe for her life. And we had all of our closest women, mainly, and then her Nino, who's my brother-in-law, and everybody basically created a flower crown and got crowned to be part of Zaya's tribe. And so Zaya, for her whole life now, she'll always have her tribe of these women who have basically like made a promise to help us keep her, like watch out for her, you know, and just be there for her. And man, has that promise came through. And it has it stuck. It is the most powerful thing we could have ever done for her. So we had this beautiful dedication at Jess and Justin's house, and it was amazing. And then after we had our dedication, then it was time to get ready for her surgery, and that was really hard again. Now it's like you're going back into this situation where you're having to sign documents that say, hey, she might not come out of this. You're having to invite everybody to be there to hold space for her.
The hardest 2 parts of the surgery is being in the waiting room when they take your baby away. Because what's going through your mind is, hopefully I see them again, right? So that part is really tough. And then when she gets out, it's this beautiful little girl just covered in wires and, you know, feeding tubes, and she's gone through a lot already. But with her, you know, she's so tough. Like, she's so crazy strong and so tough. And it's just, it's really beautiful to see her. She's come a long, long way, you know.
So Zaya recovered from heart surgery, and then it was just time. It was almost like off to the races. Now it's time to help her grow, teach her as much as you can, as fast as you can. When she was 2 is when she started walking, and man, did she work for that first step. And it was so I remember that day being like, it's happening. She's gonna walk, she's gonna run, she's gonna do everything. That was a cool day.
It's been amazing to see the two of them together from the day he was born, which he was born here in Mexico, and she's always been when he was little, super excited, super caring with him. And the interesting transition has been that, you know, as they got older, in certain ways, you know, Ziggy's becoming the older brother in some ways, right? And Zaya will always be the older sister, but now at 3.5 and 6.5, you know, they're really great playmates and buddies. They're interested in the same things. You know, they can play really well together. But you know, Ziggy in certain ways has already become another person that not only loves and cares for Zaya and is part of our family, but someone that feels protective over her and wants to look out for her.
Look, it's not food, Mom.
And I think it'll make him a better person, right? We learn through experience. We break down barriers and walls once we've had an intimate or personal connection with something or someone that we didn't know that there was some kind of barrier or fear. And once we've had those experiences, typically, you know, that fear or that whatever that hesitancy was, that's no longer there. And all of a sudden, that's something we're comfortable with and familiar with, and we can bring that into our lives. And I think every time we do that, we grow a little bit. We become, you know, hopefully a more well-rounded and caring and kind person.
Last year, she was the ambassador for Global Down Syndrome. And it was an amazing year. She crushed it. Every photo, everything she did, news segments, walking on stage and walking the runway. She crushed it. She's amazing. Like the best ambassador we could have dreamt for her to be. And I thought, you know what? If there's something I'm gonna do for Zaya right now in her life, I'm gonna help her figure out how to get into the place of being able to talk and be articulate. Because I know how much she loves to communicate and express herself and just like be with people. So communication is the thing that we're gonna figure out. Last year at this time, she couldn't really say 2 words together. We were lucky to get her to say a word. Now she's asking for things she needs. She's mostly, I think, speaking Spanish, but she knows English. She's just starting to express herself and show us her personality more. She
seems to be the person that's bringing our family together in ways that are really special, and it's created just an awareness of people with Down syndrome and of this community that, at least for me, I wasn't aware of before. And I didn't know what Down syndrome meant. I had kids in class in school, I think, with some students that had Down syndrome in my high school, but I didn't have a personal, close relationship with them. I knew some of them, but to just introduce our family and me personally and my wife to not only the Down syndrome community, but also just people with disabilities. It just opens up your awareness of what the interaction with those people are like. You know, all the things that all the amazing things about someone with Down syndrome. It gives you an insight as to what that was, and we didn't have any idea of what that was before. So it's really opened up not only our own personal awareness of the beauty that people with Down syndrome have and that community has, but also I think it just widens your ability to see humanity a little more openly and to be more accepting overall, right? It's that thing that was unknown that maybe you were hesitant of because it was a little scary or you didn't know how to interact around it or with it. All of a sudden that barrier's broken down. And I think it opens everyone up that has the ability to come into contact with those people. It just kind of, you know, opens your heart up.
2, 3.
So, ¿estás lista, Zaya? ¿Estás lista? Mira
Muy
cómo
bien.
está un poquito lado. Vamos, Zaya, ¿eh? Nos vamos a agarrar muy fuerte.
She's doing really good in thriving in equine therapy, and she's doing great in having a ball learning how to swim, going to the ocean, playing in the water. She's really comfortable in doing all of these things that, like, you know, any typical child would do. Oh, we have a ton of dance parties. Zaya loves to dance, so we have a ton of dance parties in the morning, in the afternoon, sometimes before bed. We're always having little dance parties, or she's performing for us. So she's just like how I mentioned, she is a natural performer.
Oh, look at that face. Oh my goodness. Oh, so pretty.
Going to live music is one of her favorite things of all time. She's basically, if she's not performing, she's gonna be whoever is performing, their biggest cheerleader. She's so cute, taking on adventures. Zaya as a human being is the human that I wish I could be. And she's the human that I aspire to grow up to be, if that makes any sense. She's just the amount of compassion she has and the amount of love she has, and also the way that she is able to find her way. She's able to figure it out. There's nothing she cannot do. Zaya as a human being is the most beautiful, incredible daughter I could ever dream of having. I'm so lucky to have her. I love playing dress up with her, hanging out with her, laughing with her. I love her relationship with her dad.
She's just my girl, you know. She's my, like, we hang out, you know. We just, like, we cruise in the car together, music turned up loud, you know.
If you want inside your soul, just open up your heart and music.
Dancing, like, we hang together. We hang hard. We have fun together, you know, and I'm proud of her. like early on I was kind of like, oh man, like what is this gonna be like? Like I have all these ideas of what my daughter is gonna be like and look like, and now at this point it's just, that's just my little baby, you know? And yeah, I'm super proud of her. Super proud of her.
Ready?
Yeah, we have a lot of fun together.
People with Down syndrome are a gift to our world, and being able to be a lucky mama to a little girl who has Down syndrome is like the best dream come true I didn't know I had, that I could have ever imagined. And I really, truly hope that everybody in our world can understand how special human beings with Down syndrome are. And I really pray that in our lifetime that we get to see a much more inclusive, a much more just compatible, loving, welcoming, easy way to interact and commingle in society. I mean, I hope that there's a lot of people with Down syndrome who get to live independent when they grow up, and that the cities and the infrastructure and all the things in life are just more, just easier for them to navigate. And I pray that in Zaya's lifetime, as she grows, I pray that she only gets to witness more love from the world, and that there's less, you know, judgment, and that there's just less like fear. I think that our world is a better world with humans with Down syndrome, like by far. And the more that you get to interact with and participate in the Down syndrome community, have friends with Down syndrome, have your children have friends with Down syndrome, like we're all gonna be a much better world in society. We're all gonna be walking around way more loving, way more understanding, and just, I don't know, have a lot more compassion, and not just for people with Down syndrome, but for everybody in their ways, in their differences, in their lives. Like, our world is just, no two people are the same. Everybody has their thing that they need to heal or work on or hopefully get better at. And there's plenty of time for all of that. But in the meantime, like, let's fall into love and acceptance. And hopefully we all get to witness just like a much more beautiful tomorrow with our children and what they get to have in their life.
Thank you for watching this story. My dad and I are so happy that we get to do this, and it all started when we began the journey to make a movie inspired by our friend Jay, who has Down syndrome. The movie is called Made with Love. As we work on raising the money to shoot the film, we've met incredible people in the Down syndrome community whose stories have inspired us. This story is brought to you by Rod's Heroes and Made with Love. At Rod's Heroes, we believe every child with Down syndrome holds a superpower the world needs, but too many are still waiting to be seen, chosen, and celebrated. We're on a mission to change that. Families ready to open their hearts to adoption often face steep costs that prevent them from being able to adopt. But Rod's Heroes is here to help. In order to help these 34 children find their forever family, we are seeking to raise $102,000 to help make their dream a reality. Your donation matters. If this story moved you, don't let it stop there. Click the link in our description or bio and be a part of the change. Help bring a child home by donating today.